Miss Combos with Laura Newsome.
Yahoo and welcome back to Miss Combos with Laura Newsome. Dude, this has been the 4th upload this week. Who am I? Seriously, who am I? But you know what? I mean, we have content to talk about. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the An6 Focus event cards. Her event is titled Competitive Fire, and let's see what Vivid Bat Squad is up to now. The members of Vivid Bat Squad decided to have one last meal together with Ken before returning to Japan. However, while they were there, they happened to meet with a certain someone, and through this chance encounter, Anne found herself stirred by a new passion in her heart. So Vivid Bat Squad is ready to leave America and go back to Japan, but before we start looking at each of their cards, let's take a closer look at the event logo because there is something quite significant, and that is the absence of orange. Now it's not completely absent because we do have the orange star along with the rest of Vivid Bat Squad, but in the text itself, you see the pink for Kohane, you see the light blue for An, and you see a darker blue representing Toya, but there is an absence of the orange color in the event logo itself. So I'm thinking we're probably going to be getting either a very sad Akito event coming up or a very angsty Akito event coming up. Seems like there's been a lot of build up towards Akito since his last focus event. But enough about Akito, let's go back to An since this is her focus event. So we're going to start off by looking at her untrained card. And can I just say, I am so happy we finally have an untrained An card for one of her focus events that isn't angsty or sad. I'm so happy to see her smiling and happy. And of course, we have Kohane in the background just looking super cute. She looks like a cute little hamster. And as you can see from the background, they are at the airport and just waving goodbye at someone. So it seems like it's a happy goodbye, which is very good. I'm very happy about that. And now let's take a look at the trained artwork, which we have such a cool concept. So we have this futuristic, chromatic, kind of sci-fi-esque design going on. I know I do have some millennials that do watch this channel. There's not that many, but as a fellow millennial, this is giving me Y2K vibes. This type of futuristic concept was very popular in the late 90s and early 2000s because back then we assumed that the future had a bunch of technology and like very sleek aesthetics and outfits. Think about like TLC No Scrubs. Like here you see the very like sci-fi-esque background. They're in a spaceship. The outfits are also very sporty, but also just very futuristic. I'm using air quotations that you can't see. We also saw this same Y2K aesthetic throughout the Backstreet Boys Millennium album as well as their music videos. Here you see the white outfits which are present in this card set. Here we have the white outfits again. I don't know what it was about white, but it just seemed very like futuristic to us back then and very sleek and cohesive. And much like Anne's card, you just don't know what futuristic world she's in right now. NSYNC also did this as well. Like I said, the aesthetic was very present in pop music and even in Japan as well. We have J-pop idol group Perfume, which they have always nailed the Y2K aesthetic. And once again, you have the white outfits, the futuristic background, and back to An, this outfit and also the card itself is just so Y2K coded. Even the outfit looks like something that like Sporty Spice would have worn back in like the prime days of the Spice Girls. The high ponytail is also very Y2K inspired. This card is just super cool. I am loving this and An looks so powerful, like she's charging up for a battle. Next up, we have Toya's untrained card where he's doing some very last minute souvenir shopping at the airport, which is relatable. Sometimes you just forget to buy souvenirs and you have to buy overpriced snacks at the airport. It happens to the best of us. He just has a very calming look about himself despite the fact that he's probably gonna overpay for whatever snacks he's holding. And here we have Toya's trained artwork. I have seen a lot of people make comparisons between this artwork and the Cyber Toya from a few years ago. Apart from both cards looking futuristic and the tech wear that he's wearing, I don't see too many similarities between the two cards. They kind of do seem like polar opposites. When I look at this particular card, once again, I am brought back to the Y2K era. Particularly with his card, I'm getting flashbacks to the Y2K boy band era. I mean, the fact fact that Toya is wearing a puffer jacket just brings me back to when NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys were rocking puffer jackets and vests like no other. For some reason, we thought they looked cool and futuristic. Another thing that I do want to point out is that the way the card is framed is very Backstreet Boys coded, where we have the camera basically seeing through the screen that Toya is touching. This particular scene reminds me a lot of the Backstreet Boys music video, Larger Than Life, where we can see all of the boy band members doing the exact same thing. Overall, I think this card is very cool and I really like the way the art team executed this particular concept. I will say my only complaint is that the hairstyle is very similar to past hairstyles that we've seen for Toya. I really do wish they would have tried something a little bit different, maybe something a little bit more Y2K inspired to go along with the whole theme, but overall this card is really cool. I'm so sad that I'm gonna have to skip because I don't have enough crystals. Now moving on to the last 4-star card, we have Megurine Luka, and here she is whispering something to An. I think Luka looks super cute. This is just such a playful looking card. But now I want to shift my focus towards the trained artwork, which is so cool. And also, welcome Iya to Project Sekai! Honestly, this is very Iya coded, from the hair to just everything technological in the background. It also very much reminds me, once again, if I can geek out about Y2K pop music, it reminds me a lot of Perfume once again, and just being surrounded by all of this technology. And I think Luka's card in particular, since the background is much darker, it also reminds me of the Spice Girls Spice Up Your Life music video, which once again we're seeing with a lot of technology, but it's a little bit of a darker aesthetic. And I will say Luka, with that outfit and that hair, she could easily fit in with the Spice Girls. I think she would be maybe Taco Spice, maybe Voca Spice, I don't know. Vote for your favorite in the comments, I guess. But I really do love this card a lot. I think the composition is just very cool. We get to be immersed in this anti-gravity, very techy space, and Luka just looks so cool and very mysterious as well. Like, we can't really see her facial expression all that well because she is turning back, but there's something about it that just like makes me very curious about what exactly she's doing. And for the 3-star card, we have Kohane being dropped off at the airport. Her facial expression just looks very content and satisfied with her hard work, especially if we consider what happened in Kohane's last focus event. So she overall just looks like she got what she wanted out of this America trip. And then here we have her trained artwork, and Kohane looks like she's about to debut for a Y2K pop girl group. She looks so cool, and I already yapped so much about the Y2K pop era, but yeah, like she would have fit right in. Look at those boots, look at her outfit. Ugh, I kind of wish she was a 4-star card just because they would have experimented a little bit more with her hairstyle as opposed to Toya's hairstyle. I think Kohane would have absolutely rocked a Baby Spice inspired hairstyle, and I really hope a fan artist makes it happen because this outfit really calls for a Baby Spice like pigtail situation. But overall, this card is super cool, and it's honestly such a cool 3-star card. I'm definitely excited to get this one. And the 2-star card belongs to none other than our boy idol himself, Akito Shinonome. This boy, honestly, missed opportunity. He should have been in a boy idol unit in Project Sekai. Like, he just looks the most natural at this. I did tweet that his overall aesthetic reminded me so much of the boy idol unit face from the manga and upcoming anime Tamon's B-side. If you're not on the Tamon B-side train, please hop on it before the anime. This is such a funny shoujo series. I highly recommend it. And funny enough, their latest single and music video for the song Face Off has the same Y2K cyber aesthetic going on that we have seen in this card set. So it's just funny to me that this whole aesthetic is coming back in style in 2025. But talking about Akito Shinonome, he would have fit right in with the Face Boys. He would have fit right in with any Y2K boy band. He is just so boy band coded. And that is it for this card set. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I sure yapped a ton about Y2K pop music. It is an era that I lived through and probably one of the funnest moments of like pop music. Back then, it just inspired us to dream big and dream about technology and not in a chat GPT type of of way, but in a way that technology was going to save humanity, which is very different to what's happening currently with technology, but that's a conversation for another day. In retrospect, that whole aesthetic does look more dated than it does like futuristic, but now it just looks very fun, and it just brings me back to this time where pop music used to be fun and even a little bit cringy in the best way possible. I really like this card set, but sadly for me, since I don't have too many crystals and it's getting harder to save up, I will be skipping this banner, but if you are pulling on this banner, I wish you the best of luck. If you are brand new to this channel, make sure to subscribe to keep up with my content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye bye!